that's mainly our life. We're searching for that relaxed state of being, and we try everything in the world.
I'm getting a little worried or hesitant. I'm trying not to put energy into fear because I hate that space.
And then at some point, the spiritual awakening happens. To get out of the program, you start to notice, oh, that was false. That was false.
Hey, this is happening for you. It's this incubator, it's this space. And I just haven't allowed myself to be there before.
I've been doing this to myself this whole time. I've talked to myself this whole time. Oh, I've done this. I've sabotaged myself here.
It's just kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't have any answers.
I can be blah and be sad about it, or I can be blah and be okay about it.
I don't want to live in that life. That sounds like a dull, boring life of not wanting to live in that space.
How is this blah benefiting me? What is it offering me? Only reason I'm feeling anxious about it, I'm having fear about the blah, all this is because
Today, I want to talk about the blah space of life. How to be able to embrace this blah space when you feel like I feel like a lot of people have felt that in their life. I've been feeling it of just not quite content or settled with life. But in my head and on paper, I'm in a really good space right now. And my head tells me, like, gosh, I have everything I need, everything that I want. Why can't I feel content and peaceful and accept that things are going pretty good right now? So how do we accept this or get through this without just not enjoying life and where we're at? How can we enjoy this space?
oh Mel, I can see the blah. I understand the blah. I feel the blah. So the blah phase just feels like a space in which the body is not used to. Meaning, it feels like when one leaves the program or is starting to leave the program, we don't completely leave the program. So we kind of leave the program, but we leave a big bulk of the program. When we leave a big bulk of the program, there's an emptiness and a void that happens within the body because but during the program, when one is in the program, what happens is our nervous system is very heightened. So we're always in a state of emergency. When we're in a state of emergency, we're trying to figure out how not to be in the state of emergency. And so we're really busy trying to figure out how not to be. Is it quitting my job? Is it leaving my partner? Is it having kids? Is it getting married? Is it getting divorced? It's always something. And there's no, so we're all searching on how do I relax my nervous system? How do I find more peace? And in that search itself, there's a lot of excitement. Okay. Because through that excitement, you're opening new channels, you're reconnecting the wires in the brain in a new way. You're reading new books, you're experiencing new people, you're looking for another job, you're going through the court case to divorce the husband, you're uh, setting up a wedding to marry that husband. Like in all scenarios, you're taking an action to allow the nervous system to go down, to find that peaceful state of being. So that's mainly our life. We're searching for that relaxed state of being, and we try everything in the world. And then at some point, the spiritual awakening happens. We'll talk about this specific phase. The spiritual awakening happens. You kind of get out of the program. You start to notice, oh, that was false. That was false. I've been doing this to myself this whole time. I've talked to myself this whole time. Oh, I've done this. I've sabotaged myself here. I've been believing this fake thing about myself. And all of a sudden, the nervous system now is relaxing. So there's no doing. It's just awareness, awareness, awareness. There's no more like the doing part. So there's no more doing. We spend our whole lives doing to find this state of relaxation. And then when we reach it, we don't know what to do. And we call it the blah state. But in this blah state, what's happening is the nervous system is starting to go back to being like what I keep seeing a baby. So I'm just going to repeat. So a baby, complete a baby, not even like a toddler, like a baby where there's no nervous system heightened, nothing. And that's what the body is coming back to. It's regressing and going back to a state of complete and utter peace where I believe I'm taken care of. I believe something larger than me is taking care of me. My life is fine. Everything's kind of good. you know. But I don't know what to do now with it because I'm not searching for how to release my nervous system. It's happening. I'm in it. It's happening. Right. And so at some point after this phase, you still start to search and you start to dig up like, oh, is it a childhood thing? Do I need to fix it? What is wrong with me? And I remember me and Mel were having these conversations, and sometimes it was like, I need to learn to receive more. Maybe I have to receive more. And then I had another friend saying, I have to receive more. And then today, a third friend, I have to receive more. I'm like, a minute, this has nothing to do with the state of receiving anymore because we're not receiving anything in the blah state that we're resisting. Because if we were resisting, we wouldn't be in a blah state, right? So if there was any resistance, we wouldn't be in a blah state because we just, you know, we'd be fighting against what we're receiving. But we're all receiving. Let's say we're all in the same boat right now. I am in a receiving mode and I'm just blah. Like there's no more excitement in life. There's no more that adrenaline rush. There's no more this oh I gotta save myself, right? There's no more I gotta save myself. I gotta save the world. I gotta save my marriage. I gotta save my job. There's none of that emergency state. So the body is completely relaxing. So as I'm saying, the baby state as a baby. So let's take it like this. When we are, okay, so when we are a baby, okay, there is nothing that we are fighting to have. We are very okay in blah mood, in blah state. Okay, it's the closest thing to before coming onto the planet Earth, which is it's okay to be in a blah state. The baby, what do? They wake up, they cry, they eat, they poop, and then they sleep. But they do nothing, absolutely nothing. Everything's done for them. They have provisions. They don't even need millions of dollars. They need a boob that has milk and they need diapers. That's really the maximum they need, right? And if they don't have one or the other, then it would be a problem, right? They only need two things in life. As we grow up, we start to accumulate more things, even just as food. Now I need plate and I need a fork and knife. Now I need more utensils. So now I need more things. Oh, now I need a separate cup. It's not just a boob and a nipple. No, it's a whole, things are happening. We start to accumulate all this stuff, but fears start to acquire. So let's just imagine, because I keep seeing this baby. So we're in this baby form, and this is what our body's going through, meaning right at this blah moment, I am being taken care of. I have no needs to be met because they're constantly being met. I have no needs to be met. They're just being met. So in this blah phase, it's more of like, can you live in a place where life is taking care of you, but you have nothing to do? You don't have to do anything for life to take care of you. It already is. You've got the boob and you've got the diapers. You're good, right? And it's very hard to live for us to live like that. And it feels very taxing and it feels depressing actually, because we've always had the notion of we are useless if we're doing nothing. So there's that mantra in the background, right? So if we are resisting anything, we're actually resisting the blah moment, which actually gives us some kind of motivation. It brings us back to something familiar we know, which is, I got to find a solution for this. So there's a bit of life force still happening because I have to find a solution for this. This is deemed bad. This is not a good place. So you recognize the bad. So blah is bad. Blah means I'm useless. Blah means I'm not in state of acceptance of my now, the blah. I have to fix this blah. Oh, I have a project, right? And so we all get excited because there's some kind of project. We've worked on our inner child forever. We've worked on our limiting beliefs. We've done. And now we're blah. I've never worked on blah before. Mel's never worked on blah before. The friends I've met have never worked on blah before. This is a new experience, right? So we've experienced, so I'm getting that same mantra we did with the meditation, which is what if we let blah befriend us? What if we let blah live in our domain for a little bit? Like we have anger, we've allowed joy, we've allowed sadness, we've allowed all these other emotions as we're growing and we're healing and we're doing all that journey. We've sat with our anger, we've figured out our anger, the root of our anger. Oh, childhood anger. Oh, ancestral anger. We've done anger. We've done sadness. Oh, I'm so sad. The sad is cleaning up crew. We've done happiness. Oh, this brings me joy. I know my passion. Da, da, da. And we've done fear, but we haven't done blah. So blah is like, what you know? You got to do blah because when you go from one thing to the next, blah has to exist. Sadness and blah has to exist. To go from step one to step two, blah and sadness has to exist. So, okay, so blah is here. My normal self would be resisting the blah, but I don't even have the energy to resist the blah, right? But there's a certain percentage of me that wants to resist the blah just to add some color to my blah, right? So, what if we just allow blah to be there? Okay, I'm blah. And I know it could last a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and there isn't a motivation and there isn't an incentive in anything. But what if it's just we are reverting the body back to being in the form and the innocence and the purity and the health of a baby? That's actually that's what the body is going through. It's reverting back to a very healthy state of being where there is no emergency and is just acclimating to this new being. And once the body acclimates to this being, what I'm hearing is then something else will show up that a lot of the humanity do not know about because they will not allow the blah to be there. They will not give it permission because we are used to always searching and looking and finding ways to feel that euphoric happiness. However, that euphoric happiness is simply happening because our nervous system was so wrecked. And so we would fluctuate from sadness, huge problem, fix the problem, fix it, another problem. We were like this. And now that it's more of a plateau, our body needs to know, what do I do with myself now? So all I'm seeing is like this incubator. There's the baby in it, and it's for you to just stay silently in there. Just allow the body to go back because once the permission, it's like the blah moment is the final moment of that first stage you were in, or that um, 30 years or 40 years of your life. The blah is just, it's kind of closing the doors to that. It's kind of ending that phase, ending that chapter, ending that story. And there's a new story to unfold, but it cannot unfold with this nervous system. So that's what I'm seeing. Any questions, Mel? Do you need, I'm sure there are more.
Yeah, no, I love that analogy, how you did that and explained that. I think for me, it feels like there's like this fear there. And I think so much in life, there's just fear that's kind of the underlying issue between before doing anything else or behind most things that we do or whatever. But it's like this fear of, okay, one, it's uncomfortable because it's like, yeah, I haven't allowed myself to be there that I remember. But then I think there's a fear of like, am I going to stay in here? And so it's like, okay, how long is this going to be? Like, okay, it was nice having this chill downtime for a few days, but now we're going on a week. Now we're going on 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, oh my gosh, am I going to be stuck here? So I think maybe that's where some like resistance is coming in, or some just like, I'm getting a little worried or hesitant. I'm trying not to put energy into fear because I hate that space. But it's like, I think somewhere I'm missing like trust with self, of just trusting and knowing like, which the motto I try to live by is like, okay, everything's happening for me and not to me. So if it's whatever I'm going through right now, it's happening for me. And just like how you're explaining, it's like, hey, this is happening for you. It's this incubator, it's this space. And I just haven't allowed myself to be there before. But I think because I think I'm used to the other feelings and emotions, it's just kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't have any answers for it. Where other things I can problem solve through them, this one I can't problem solve through it. And I think I'm just so used to being able to like have an answer, be able to do something. But it's, yeah, there's something with knowing that I can't do anything. And I think as human beings are actually not used to actually being human beings. We're used to being human doings. I could definitely relate to that. Everything is just like doing, doing, doing. My worth is in my accomplishments, my achievements. And so when I let that all go, it's really uncomfortable. So I think it's coming back and hitting that chord again. But somewhere it's just like, okay, well, how long is this going to last? Do I just keep going back to trust and faith within that it's going to be okay? Just figure out how to enjoy it. Find out how to accept and find peace in the moments and be present. Like, I feel like oftentimes we're so disconnected with whatever's going on in our life. We're always thinking about the next thing. So there's something there of not being able to be present, of just whatever feelings are there or situations, just being present in it and enjoying it. It's like going somewhere else to do something else, multitask. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that was amazing, Mel, because it's so true. It's like from what you were saying, what I heard was, can I can be blah and be sad about it, or I can be blah and be okay about it. The blah will be there. Can't get rid of the blah. It's like when sadness is there. I can't get rid of sadness. Even if I put happy music, I'll actually be sad that other people are happier than me, right? Like somehow sadness will find a way to creep in no matter what you do. So blah is the same way. Is like you were saying that you're used to doing, right? Us humans, we're used to doing. I love doing, and it's the truth. I really love doing. And this whole being experience has been so exhausting. However, that doing version, which is where the doors are closing to that being, that identity that was, is coming to an end. When, especially when you've done a lot of healing and you've done all that stuff, at some point it comes to an end when you decide, you know what? I don't have to do anything, right? Life is happening for me. And then, so when the blog comes, it's like, okay, only reason I'm feeling anxious about it, I'm having fear about the blah, all this is because I'm interpreting it in my mind. I'm interpreting it as something bad because that's what's left of the program that's still in me, right? Having no purpose, doing nothing. You're useless. So blah is useless, right? You have no passion about life. You're not heated about a topic. You're not fighting against this or being with this. You're nothing, basically. And nothing is one of the human's biggest fears in the world, that I will be nothing. I exist and I don't even deserve to exist because I'm blah. So if that, so this is the interpretation, right? There's another interpretation, okay, which is, okay, I'm in blah. There's nothing I can do to take it away because nothing is lighting me up. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I take the cruise, I travel the thing, I eat the thing, nothing's lighting me up. So blah is here. Okay, blah is here. Great. How is this blah benefiting me? What is it offering me? Oh, that I don't have to do absolutely nothing. But it's also offering me slight window into my state of panic, right? Into another program that's speaking up to me, into another state where I don't deserve to be alive in this blah. I don't deserve to exist, right? I need to have problems to solve. So, oh, look how wonderful. I'm starting to notice other programs creeping up because of the blah. And every emotion has limiting beliefs that it'll show you. This is the blah limiting beliefs. They're showing you, oh, do I believe I'm useless? Am I going to last like this forever? And that's that one sentence. Is this going to last forever? We as humans have in every emotion we possibly have. If we're fighting with our partner, oh my God, will we be fighting forever? If I'm in this job that probably maybe if you can see your future in 2 years, you're done with, oh my God, will I be in this job forever? If you're sad, will sadness ever leave? Am I going to be sad for the rest of my life? If you're anxious, will I be anxious for the rest of my life? That's the sentence we all use. And it's so clear. I'm getting crazy goosebumps. When this sentence appears within us, what we need to know is there's a fear in there. And that is what this emotion is showing. When the sentence comes, will I be like this forever? The fear is showing up. Okay. So obviously, there's another clearing happening with blah, another emotion that needs to be cleared. There's a lot of jewels in there for you to discover. Oh, I don't feel worthy if I'm not doing. And I don't, even though you know this, but this is like a deeper level of, can I not just be okay with my life the way it is? Fine. So what do you do when you just have the blah? Okay. And like what Mel's saying, it could be the first day, 2 days, and then you're like a week later and 3 weeks later, but I've accepted it and now I'm done with it. You hadn't accepted it. You know how many days it is. You know how many weeks it's been, right? So it hasn't been a state of acceptance. You've been like waiting, like, when will you leave? When will you leave? I need excitement again, right? So it's like, you know what? Fine, I'm blah. There is nothing exciting in my life. Fine, I don't care. Okay. So you have this attitude of, I don't care if I stay in blah for the rest of my life. And then you sit with the emotion, like we've done a million times. What if never again in my life I will ever feel excitement? What will I do? And you start to accept it as if this is the forever. That's the language in the head. What if I last forever? Be like, fine. What if you do last? What am I going to do with the blah? Right? How will I work with this blah? I'm a blah. My personality changed. I'm just blah. I have no excitement. Fine. What am I going to do? And then you start to create things where you completely let it go. You've missed fear and you've said, fine, okay, it's going to last forever. Now what? Right? It isn't, oh, it's going to last forever. I better get out of it right now. Better get out of it right now because all these future projections are there. I don't want to get out of it. You know what? I'm blah forever. I'm blah forever. I'm going to plan my life according to me being blah. Then what? How does that sound?
Ugh. I'm suffocating, choking. I'm like, just the fear came up of like, oh, I don't want to live in that life. That sounds like a dull, boring life of not wanting to live in that space. So it's like, yeah, having to shake through that because I think this is pushing the limit of going from doing the human doing to like going back to our core of just our natural, like our blissful state of like before all the programming and the domestication of like just the peace and the, it's like, I don't know. There's just, yeah, it sounds like it needs to happen. Like this is the healthy way to go through it rather than, like you said, just jumping from one ship to another thing. It's like we've got to allow space in between. And I keep talking about how much I love space. I love space and safe spaces and all of this. And it's just like, okay, this is another area of space that I need to practice sitting in, kind of in this void, this lost space, and just yeah, I think naturally I go into the place of like, okay, I've been here for a while. Now what? How do I get out of it? I'm like, crap, I literally just can't force the motivation. I'm like, I just don't care. I don't. And then just being able to accept that and be okay with it.
Yeah, it is heavy, but the blah mood, the exceptional part of blah is very close to bored when the kids come bored, and they've got all these crazy activities in front of them. They've got like mud thing and like, a swing and, the f- are all over and you've got a steak cake and then, mommy, I'm bored. You're like, I want to kill myself. How could you be bored? You have all the entertainment. But it's the same idea of boredom. The blah is boredom. So in boredom and blah, both beautiful way is this is when a new creation is about to form. That's all it is. So it's allowing the blood to be there because some new creation is about to form, and you is about to grow. But it needs a calm nervous system. It needs just nothing. It needs no excitement in any form, and it's a good way to say goodbye to that needing to do. Um, because just think of it, this is a taste of what being looks like, and it's making us all get frazzled, right? We're like, oh, we've worked so hard to do being, and being is here. I hate it, right? So it's really riling us up, but we're tasting what's being look like. Being with excitement is going to show up 100%. It's just the blah needs it needs to be welcome. Like there's a kind of a welcoming and a bowing to it, you know?
Mm.
Thank you for being here, you know? Thank you for giving me this opportunity of doing nothing and not even being excited about anything. I didn't even know this was possible.
Yeah. It it feels like whatever like you would create after that space, allowing yourself to be in that space, which the truth is I think a lot of people don't allow that because it is super uncomfortable. And at least for me too, it's easier just to go from one thing to the other. Like that void space is super uncomfortable. But like I can see like how healthy it would be for us and for me to allow to be in this space and to let everything just simmer and just let it calm down, like get comfortable with this calm space So then when you are speaking, when you are creating, it really is from a grounded place. It's not from frantic, it's not from fear, it's not from hustle, it's not from worry, which the truth is when you're going from ship to ship, it is because you're not allowing any of the space. You are jumping. It is quick. You don't totally maybe think it through to see, is this what I really want? Am I being super intentional about what I'm creating? Because sometimes I hear an idea that someone's saying and I'm like, ooh, I can help grow that business or market for it or whatever. And it's just like, ooh, that sounds fun. And I jump in it really quick, not realizing, like, Melinda, did you think about, would you want to do this from in like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years? Would you do this whether you were making money or not? Do you actually love this? Is this actually passion? Or did you confuse it, your exciting energy for thinking it's passion, exciting energy, to just, ooh, this is this new shiny toy excitement, but it's not really the core of what I'd really want. And so I think it's me getting this healthy space of just, yeah, calm, grounded, safe, rooted energy, and then creating from that space. Then it's like, okay, this is something that's not going to dissolve in a year from now. I'm going to be like, oops, didn't think that one through. After I spent 5 years putting energy and time into this, now I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, no, I'm really going to set up the foundation strong this time. But I need to make sure I'm doing it for the right reason. And then my nervous system is in calm, safe space. So, like how you worded that.
Yeah. So I guess we should all figure out a way to come to terms with blah, and then just know that we are restoring. Our body's restoring itself back to baby form. It's restoring. And every time we have a glitch, that's okay. You remember, oh, I'm being restored. I'm being taken care of. So that's the idea. Actually hearing all that made me feel better. So
Hey, well, thank you so much. This was an amazing episode. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of being in the blah space. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to this episode as well so you can be the first to know of new episodes that come out. Check out our Buy Me a Coffee account. It's going to be in the description. We have lots of really great products, jewelry, beautiful jewelry. I'm wearing some of our earrings right now that are really cute. We've got lots of variety of fun things and digital products to help you on your awakening journey and your personal growth journey. And then make sure to comment. We love to connect with you guys. So comment below. I'd love to hear what if you like one of your takeaways from this episode was. Please comment below on that. And then make sure to watch our next episode. So we'll link it up here for you. And we'll see you on the next one.